In this video today, we're talking about family subjects. It's very important to me to do as many family subjects as we can, especially in the high school years, even the more. I know that scheduling conflicts and things like that will continue to pull us away, but if I can do a family subject with my kids, I want to do it. I have an 8th grader this year, a 9th grader, and an 11th grader. The first family subject that we will be doing together is the beautiful Feet's brand new curriculum, Book of Composers. I'm so happy that they came out with this course. I have been looking for something like this for a while, and I am just so glad that they released this just a few weeks ago. And so I will share this flip through and some more information about it in another video. You'll notice a lot of musical genres in here as you're seeing this video that I'm showing right now, and I'm very excited for the kids and I to dive into this one. Along those same lines, I am a hymn person. I grew up in a Jamaican church singing hymns to a reggae beat. It was really cool, and I've always wanted to make sure that I share my love of hymns with my kids. We've done different things throughout the years with adding on hymns to just our Bible reading and things of that nature. This year we have a dedicated focus on it, and it is called Foundations of Worship. Foundations in Worship, and this is by Master Books. Now, I want you to see how thick this is. I will have a flip through of this book and some more information about it in a separate video. It basically takes hymns such as Jesus, Lover of My Soul, Joy to the World, A Child of the King, and Can It Be? And it ties it to scripture, the worldview, and it ties it to everyday life. In true master book fashion, it has a checklist and everything that you can just walk day by day and see the assignments. And I will share this in another video and with a little bit more detail. All the hymn folks out there, this would be a great addition. This is for grades 7 through 12, and we will be doing this as one of our family subjects this year. So the Music of Composers and the hymn study will be for high school credit. 2 different line items on my transcript. One will be music appreciation, and the other one might be foundations of worship or hymn study, doxology, something or the other. I'll figure that out, and I'll make sure to share that with you. Just wanted to kind of clear that up to make sure you knew that it was going to be 2 different credits that I was going to assign for those 2 music studies. I want to talk about this box, and this box is something that I mentioned in the curriculum grade videos, and you can look back and check those out, 8th grade, 9th grade, and 11th grade. This is a box of 550 picture words, and they are associated with words that you will see on the SAT, ACT, GRE, and etc. So strong vocabulary words that you can take and you can study them. They all have some picture or something that goes along with so that you can remember the word. And then on the back, it has a definition, some sentences, and synonym and antonyms. And so we will use this to spice up everybody's vocabulary words, help those that are going to be doing the SAT or the ACT or the CLT or whatever other test they may have, alongside wonderful literature, classical literature, and things of that sort. And so we'll be doing this as a family, and it should be a lot of fun because there's some fun photos on here, and I'm looking forward to it. Another family subject that we will be doing together is Spanish. And my 8th grader, we'll see how it goes because she's already taking Algebra 1 to get a high school credit, and I just don't want to overwhelm or push her. So we'll see how Spanish goes for her, but she'll still get some of it even if we decide to back off a little bit. These are the 2 items that we'll be using. There are flashcards in here and some other fun tools to use, and I showed a video of it just not too long ago, so you can check that out. I'll let you know how it's going. Right now this book's trying to get away from me. I'll let you know how it's going, but this is the other family subject that we'll be doing together. Let's talk about apologetics. So this particular apologetics course was recommended to me, and I looked at it actually just not too long ago, and I said, nope, It just didn't appeal to me right away. Then I went to a homeschool convention and they had a booth, and I circled around, came back, and lo and behold, the son spoke to me. The father wasn't at the booth, and the son and I chatted, and from the son's representation of his father's company, I said, you know what, I'm gonna give this a try. And so I came home, put some things together. I am well pleased. And so it's called Educate for Life, and I'm gonna put some information up about it here because it's all online. We will be doing this as a family, and I'm very excited. I know there's a lot of great apologetics material out there. I just like the way that this one is presented with videos, facts, worksheets, and I think it's just well-rounded. I love the fill in the blanks and the prompts for that. And you can look online and see a trial for yourself, but I think you'll be pleased. But I tell you what, I'm very excited because I have learned so much. This particular gentleman is actually a high school teacher. And I was just so intrigued when I put my conversation with his son together with his, and then I came back and I just took a dive into the curriculum. This looks like exactly what I really have been looking for in a lot of books and a lot of videos and a lot of this. I think this encompasses everything that I personally was looking for. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to share with you some of our miscellaneous items that we loop through. And it may seem like a lot, but I have a time stamp for each of these items on our loop schedule. We will meet twice a week, and I'm going to set a timer for an hour and a half or 2 hours, and that will be it. I have had a chat with my kids to make sure that we are punctual so that I can also respect their time as well. So this is what we are going to do. And so even though this may look like plenty, we're not doing it all the time. It worked out well for us in the past and will continue to do so. This creative thinking skills book is so much fun, and it really just bends your brain and makes you think differently, and it's fun at the same time. We only have a few more cases to solve, and so once we're done with this, maybe we'll find something else, but I just enjoy the fact that it's a brain break and a brain bender of sorts, and it helps with logical, critical thinking skills. The other thing is this one. Now, oh boy, this one will run you for a loop. This is more mathy, and I'm not gonna say that it's more challenging than that critical thinking skills one. It's not the kid's favorite, but it's fun, but very challenging. Just bends your mind a different way. We will continue with life skills. This little life skills book has just been fantastic, and it doesn't take away from anything that we do on a daily basis that I just think of. If the sink, leaks, then I don't turn to a page and say, oh wait, hold on, let's let me teach you about it from the book first, and let's go fix the leak. Well, that's just an everyday thing that I can bring the kids in and say, hey, let's watch dad or whoever fix this leak, because guess what, you may need to do that one day as well. I've shown this book in the past that I think works well with it. Yes, even for my high schooler, there's a way to use this thinking tree book and elevate it for your teenager. It's just a matter of you going through and seeing how it's going to work for your teen, because your children are different from mine. This works well with this book. 2 different companies. I speak about it in, I think, the Thinking Tree video about a month ago, but we will utilize these as life goes on. Not anything sitting down and structured. This is a good book to have on hand. This is a good book to go along with it. And yeah, we'll be doing life skills continually in our loop schedule. And then another that will probably go more with the apologetics, or maybe I'll just read a question a day, and the answer is quick answers to tough questions. And I have 2 of the 3 books here. And then this one, answer book for teens. And we'll probably go through this right after we watch World Watch or Wretched. Those two shows have been popular in our household, and then usually we will watch one of those, say a prayer, and do prayer requests and the gratitude journal, and then we'll jump into something like this. And then we usually also, just to break it up a bit, dive into a would you rather question, or I have a joke book. And that's just a way to just transition from one topic to another. Would you rather eat a live toad or a dead rattlesnake? Well, how about neither? And then the joke book has, your typical jokes. It's a clean joke book, so it has some fun things in there. Takes 15 seconds, and it's a good way to transition from, let's say, Bible to a different subject. All right, so just an idea for you. This one is hilarious scenarios and crazy competition for kids, teens, and adults. Some of the other miscellaneous books that I have been looping through, and this is since my son started in the 9th grade, are 101 Things You Need to Know. This is just a book that has a lot of interesting, fun trivia and facts. I just kind of loop through, I grab one, and then once I do it, I check it off and we move on. And again, just another way to transition from our Bible time into another subject. Jumping back and talking about the Bible portion of our day, every now and then we do a sword drill. And yes, the teens do it too. Every now and then, if my in-laws are in town, they'll jump in and do it. My brother-in-law, I'll do it, and it's just fun. It's just fun. Just a little something, doesn't take long, that you can use this as a transition, or just to do something a little different. And this will be in the loop schedule as well. We used to do it every day when they were younger, but now that they're a little bit older, we don't do it as much, and that's fine. But I wanted to share it with you. Life is a self-paced health and physical education curriculum. So the kids are naturally doing this on their own with basketball and exercise and their eating habits. So it will be very easy to jump in and to fill out this journal and go through it with no issues at all. I'll check in with them periodically to see how they're doing, and I can't wait to see how their journals turn out at the end. Let's jump into all of this over here. This is all about government, economic, and personal finance by Guest Hollow. I am going to begin with all of the books that the high school portion entails. And this is for my 9th grader and my 11th grader. But hold tight, because I'm going to show you all of the items that my 8th grader will use alongside, so that we can do this family subject together. We are going to do the government portion of government, economic, and personal finance first. The subjects are intertwined, and so what I did was I separated them. It took me a little while. It took me a little while to separate them, but I'm happy that I did. And I have a video on that you can see if you wanted to separate the two. So for the government, economic, and personal finance portion, here are all of the high school books. I want to talk to you about some of the books that weren't shown and what I'm going to do. As I go through some of these tweaks that I'm making, I just felt that for our family, the tweaks that I'm making were best. And Let me give you a reason why. There are a lot of hefty books here and a lot of reading, and I wanted to break it up with the audiobooks and, if possible, the movie. Now, when my kids heard that there were some additional movies that they've already seen that are part of this curriculum, that really excited them. So why not try to add another one, and then we can talk about it together. So for example, Fahrenheit 451, a novel, we're going to watch that instead of reading it. Our Broken Elections, I'm choosing to use that as an audiobook. Collective Illusions, we're going to do that one as an audiobook as well. Dissenter on the Bench, I'm using a younger version of that. And let's see. Whatever Happened to Penny Candy, I wanted to note that that particular book is also available on YouTube and you can listen to it. Inflation, what it is, why it's bad, and how to fix it. We're gonna use an audiobook version of that one as well. Now, let's jump into what I'm using for my 8th grader. Let's start with the books that are on the high school book list that I'm still going to have her read. The Money Challenge, this one is for me. However, this book, The Money Challenge for Teens, I feel is appropriate for her to read. So we have this book. History Smashers, Woman's Right to Vote. She's read History Smashers books before, so I feel good about sharing that with her. Whatever Happened to Penny Candy, here's the original book, as well as here is a guide. And I'd like to use this guide for all of the kids, not only her. So she will be reading this one as well. Then on the high school side, we have the Infographic Guide to American Government. And we have the one to personal finance. Now, these are more for reference so that the pictures and the graphics and the layout is just fine for her, so we will use these two. Animal Farm, the graphic novel, and Animal Farm, the actual book. This book will be for my teens. However, this graphic novel I feel will be good for her. We'll do this together just to make sure that she understands the storyline. And with this Animal Farm book, we will also use the study guide by Seven Sisters to go along with it. It is a no fuss study guide. It's straight and to the point, and that is why I love this company so much. So that is what we will be doing as far as this book is concerned. Let's take a look at books that are more on her grade level. I found this book just on my shelf. So this book might appeal to your 6th or 7th grader. That is the reason why I wanted to show it. It's written in a way that kind of interprets some of the words so that you can understand it better. These two Usborne books, and the reason why I like these Usborne books is because they also include links for you to get additional videos, resources, printables, and all of the above. This one is about economics, and if you are familiar with Usborne books, you know that you almost can't go wrong with them. And I like how everything is laid out here. I like all of the extras, and I wanted to make sure that I shared this with you. The Case for Loving. This is a beautiful book about interracial marriage, and more than likely, we are going to watch the movie. I wanted to show you these last two books. This is going to be her core personal finance book, and I'm going to go over that in just a minute. This is going to be another fun tool for her, ages 10 plus. This is Thinking Trees, all about money, business, and economics. And it is just another fun tool to jot down some answers and to look things up. Oh, look at this. I didn't even notice that. How cool is that they put a 1040 in here? was very happy to stumble upon this online. And then a few weeks later, they just happened to be at a homeschool convention, and I was able to flip through the book, ask the owners questions, and all of that. I think that this is an excellent, and such a cute resource. And so let's take a look at what it entails. And I'm just going to flip through a few things here because I really want you to see this layout and how fun this is. And so in another video, I will share more about this, but this is going to be one of her main workbooks that she uses. In the government box, all of my kids will be able to utilize those goodies that are in there for their presentations that we will have, or some sort of fun activity using those resources, but I wanted to make sure I shared that fun box with you. I've done some additional research for you, and I've listed some websites here. The links will be in the description box. You can check them out and see if any of these websites will work for your middle schooler. Make sure to let me know below. I have unpacked quite a bit of information here. If you have any questions at all, please list it below. As the school year progresses, I'd love to share more about especially how government, economics, and personal finance is going, because I know a lot of you visiting here are interested in that, especially with the combination of doing it with an 8th grader and high schoolers. So be sure to check back for that. So I'd like to close with this, just wishing you the best on your homeschool season, and we'll see you next time.